Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Watch Me Bag and Board My Comics, where I bag and board my most recent comic book pickups and let you know what I thought about them. We start off with the Fantastic Four number 13. This is written by Ryan North with art by Andrea Sorrentino. This is not Ghost Rider, but this is Johnny Storm and his sister Sue doing some light superhero identity theft. Johnny had this idea that the Fantastic Four might try scaring their nemesis. Not a terrible idea until the wizard said, "Bet, I think I can take on that penance stare." That's when the jig is up. This is a great comic, super fun, and you don't ever want to steal Ghost Rider's identity. This is Iron Man number 7. This is written by Joshua Williamson with art by Von Randall. War Machine is back. Where did he go? I don't know. But here he is on his way to see Tony. That's some pretty cool art. Tony has gathered a whole bunch of geniuses to create his own think tank. Alongside that, he's made some new enemies. Madame Mask is a big part of this comic, but this is a really fun run from Joshua Williamson. This is X-Men United number 5. This is written by Eve L. Ewing with art by Eduardo Panisca. Cyclops, Emma Frost, Iceman, Rogue, and Death Dream are all trapped inside of someone's psyche, and although he is not mentioned in the comic, on the cover we get a good idea that it's probably the Shadow King's doing. I like this book, but I think this should have been a New Mutants title. You should have taken all of Gail Simone's kid characters from the Uncanny X-Men and the other kid characters from the Exceptional X-Men and thrown them in this book, and I would have been a happy camper. This book is good, but it feels like all the characters are borrowed from other books. That's kind of a bummer. This is Zorro number 2. This is by Howard Chaykin with art by Jorge Fiornes. Just look at this cover. That's kind of cool. Look at that. A lot of detail. Zorro and his pirate friend, Captain Esmeralda, are back on their way to San Juan Capistrano. They're hot on the trail of another pirate, Seamus McCool. That's a name for a pirate if I've ever heard one. There's a plot to replace a whole bunch of wine grapes in San Juan Capistrano. Napoleon might be involved somehow. There's a lot going on in this book. I really like the art in this book, the Jorge Fiornes art. It's very clean. This is a really entertaining book. This is The Dog Sitter. This is a new number 1 from Ignition Press. This is by Jamie S. Rich with art by Megan Levins. Meet Gemma Monroe. She's taken some time off from veterinarian school to earn money for tuition. Now she's a part-time florist and dog walker, a girl who's a little down on her luck until she meets this dog of a fellow. It's a really good first issue. It's fun to read comics that aren't a bunch of people smashing each other in the face. I like a good rom-com every now and again, and I'm sure it's going to work out just great for these three. Finally, here's the Marvel Swimsuit Special. This is the Jean Grey Aka cover. This has a bunch of little stories with some pinups interdispersed throughout the book. Your creative teams are Daniel Kibblesmith, Alessandro Miracolo, Rainbow Rowell, Phil Noto, Anthony Oliveira, Pablo Collar, Dan Schade, Cody Ziegler, and David Baladon. Look at that pinup by Dan Panosian. This Rainbow Rowell, Phil Noto X-Men story with Beast was my favorite story. The rest of the stories are okay. The pinups are fun to oogle at. You know, it is what it is. And so these are my comics all bagged and boarded. Thank you for watching.